Well, and joining me now from Kyiv is a former member of Ukraine's parliament, Ганною Gopko. She was an original leader of Ukraine's Euromaidan protests in 2013 and 2014. Hannah, thank you so much for being here. First off, I do want to get your reaction to the sanctions that have so far been imposed and now the additional sanctions on Nord Stream 2.
I think it's very important to stop the weaponization of energy, because for Putin, energy is a way to export corruption, strategic corruption to the European Union. And by stopping Nord Stream 2, we will stop this Putin's approach to divide and rule and to use energy as a weapon to divide European Union and also NATO ally. And also let me remind that Nord Stream 2, it's about a danger for the Baltic states, because Putin in the future could use Nord Stream 2 to protect the infrastructure of Nord Stream 2 and to invade or to create a threat for Baltic states which are members of NATO.
Hannah, what is it like in Kyiv right now? We've had reporters there for the past few weeks, and for so long it was business as usual. People did not believe that anything was imminent. They were feeling that maybe this was all being trumped up by the West. What is it like now?
So people are ready to win. So we are preparing for Ukraine's victory over the aggressor state, because last 8 years and probably within the centuries, Moskovia wanted to grab a part of history of Ukraine, our territories, our even identity, pretended that we are one nation or belong to one people. So this is not correct, and I think this is a higher time for Ukrainians to stop Putin's aggressive behavior finally, because this is not in the future of Russian Federation, because what Putin is doing, it's against the pragmatic interest of Russian economy, Russian citizens, Russian population. And I think for Russia, they have bigger enemy, their neighbors. So they have to be thinking about their future, having China as a neighbor and China's, steps in Siberia and others. So I think it's really important now to see how the U.S. taking leadership in having this transatlantic unity and very full-scale war, and to avoid the worst-case scenario in Ukraine. So I implode this sanction against Nord Stream 2, sanctions against elites, banks, and also we have to, we initiated a campaign, this Anti-Corruption Action Center, block Putin wallets, asking governments of UK, Italy, France, Germany to actually to ban visas and freeze assets.
Hannah, we had reporting about a letter sent to the UN Security Council from American intelligence saying that there was a list that Russia had, a kill list, a torture list, a capture list. You tell us that you have reason to believe that you are on it.
Actually, from 2016, I'm in a Russian sanction list as a head of the Foreign Affairs Committee. I was one of the initiators of the Verkhovna Rada, Ukrainian parliament, appeal to UN, to OSCE, and in different international organizations to condemn Putin repressions against indigenous people living at the Russian Federation. And before, I also received many signals that I have to leave Kyiv because and to find a more safe place, because actually people like me with all my foreign affairs portfolio. So we are at risk, and actually, but I'm staying in Kyiv, and I think that we have to be here and to demonstrate that we will defend our country, and we will never allow Putin to return Ukraine back to the Russian sphere of influence.
The Kremlin says that no such list exists. One more question for you. We had some reporting from one of my colleagues, Matt Bradley, along the eastern edge of Ukraine, saying that there is a belief that the Ukrainian army will eventually get run over by the Russian army, and then it would turn into guerrilla warfare with everyday Ukrainian civilians. Is that what you expect to happen? Just civilians taking up arms to defend your country?
Actually, you mentioned about this list. In 2014, during the Dignity Revolution, Euromaidan, many Ukrainian activists were kidnapped and killed. For example, one of a friend of mine, Igor Lutsenko, who later became a member of parliament, he was tortured, and lucky we were to save him. But so we have this experience like 8 years ago, what happened in the capital of Ukraine during the Dignity Revolution. So, of course, this is hybrid warfare. When Putin, besides military attacks, he might use different cyber attacks and use the fifth column, the Russian provocators, which will be positioned as activists just to destabilize country inside, in biggest cities like Kharkiv, Odessa, Kiev. Remember 2014 in Odessa, there was a plan of Putin to have this Novorossiya, which included also Kharkiv, Odessa, and access to the Black Sea. This plan of Novorossiya failed. So, and I am sure that now all attempts of Putin to invade Ukraine again, grab and also take new oblasts will fail again.